Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Reading the Red. And it looks a bit grey out there, though it's not raining yet. So we're looking at Mark chapter 6 and verse 11. Jesus speaking. Any place that does not receive you or listen to you, as you go out from there, shake the dust off the soles of your feet as a testimony against them. So any village or city you go in. So the gospel was going to go out with the disciples. That's what Jesus' commission was. He sent them out in twos. But those villages and towns that were unwilling to receive the gospel, that's the message of salvation that Jesus proclaimed. The testimony against them was the shaking off the dust of the feet of the messengers of God. What does that mean? Well, the modern day version of shaking the dust of your feet is washing your hands of that situation, of that person. There's nothing more you can do for them. You've given them everything possible as it relates to the best that you can give, but they will not receive it. They refuse to accept it. So we wash the hands off of people. And there's a sense in which, as we say, wash the hands, so they say, shake the dust off your feet. And the Apostle Paul applied this principle when he spoke in Acts, in Iconium, where he left the city because they would not receive, and they shook the dust off the feet. And it's like the contamination of that place had come under a curse as it relates to the judgment of that city and that group of people. And Jesus himself is the very one that is passing this practice onto his disciples. And we see again and again and again the patience of Jesus in the Gospels. We see the patience of God in the Old Testament with the nation of Israel. But there comes a point when finally it says, shake the dust off your feet as a testimony against them. Meaning at the judgment, the reality of everything that they've said and done in response to the gospel that you have brought as a messenger of God will be a testimony against them. That rejection of him will stand up in court as a witness against the person who was hearing the gospel, and it will declare to God the response that that person had in the message that they received or did not receive. And so Jesus is applying a principle here of preparation for judgment, a testimony against them. The contamination of that city and the dust itself is a testimony against them. And you even in the Old Testament, God once said that man was so rebellious that there was no more he could do. And he was sorry that he even made man. And it was there that he brought into the earth the great flood that we read about in Genesis. Brothers and sisters, this is a strong message, a testimony against them. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Be blessed, and I'll see you tomorrow.